What are you doing tomorrow? Nothing? Perfect. Let's talk about some beasts that'll keep you from sleep. You can sit awake until 3 a.m. pondering the beings that live in the shadows. Does not sound like fun. Since the dawn of cinema, monsters have been pulling in huge audiences and then preventing them from getting quality shut-eye for weeks. So what better topic than the creatures that make the features? Hello horror heads, and welcome back to the Scariest channel on YouTube, Top 5 Scary Videos. I'm your horror host, Keegan Hughes, and today we're going to take a look at the top 5 scary movie monsters that will keep you up tonight. Before we begin, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more spooky specters. Perfect, let's get going. Coming in at number 5, we've got Dr. Satan. Rob Zombie's cult classic House of a Thousand Corpses has more scares than you can shake a stick at. We've got the scarecrows, we've got scalpings, and of course there's dear old Fish Boy. Dwight has never looked better in my opinion. But all of the scares generated by the Fireflies pale in comparison to the ultimate shock waiting at the very end. The whole movie is an exercise in bad taste and taboo topics, all seemingly connected to the mythical character of Dr. Satan. For the longest time, it appears that this is simply a local legend made up to bring tourists to the many skeevy attractions. However, when all of these skinning and killing and necrophilia are done, we learn that there's a little more to Dr. Satan than we thought. After escaping many terrible fates like being burned at the stake or eaten by festering zombie things, Denise finds her way into some underground tunnels, and these tunnels are unfriendly to say the least. In fact, they might be just as scary as the good doctor himself. Decorated by as many skulls as the catacombs and inhabited by some of the freakiest numbers in the movie, it is a veritable nightmare factory. And Dr. Satan is there, crudely performing brain surgery. He's a sight to behold himself. Suspended from the ceiling by some sort of metal skeleton apparatus, he's an emaciated ghoul of a man wearing an oxygen mask. His gruesome experiments on people are reason enough to be scared, but his slimy, goggle-wearing assistant helps drive the point home. The whole sequence is disorienting and stomach-churning, and it's not something anyone will forget anytime soon. Coming in at number 4, we've got the cam girl doppelganger. Cam is a movie that addresses a pretty base human fear. What if someone took over my life? Not just in a sense of exerting power over you, but actually becoming you, ruining everything that you worked so hard to become. The other Lola does a pretty fantastic job embodying this fear. Our protagonist, Alice, has a secret identity, Lola, the fun and flirty cam girl. Nothing like the real-life Alice, but she can put on the fun visage whenever she needs to stream. However, as the movie progresses, somebody else takes over the Lola account. Or maybe something else. It looks identical to Alice, but she's really stepping up her shock and awe game and streaming constantly. Investigating a little further, it becomes apparent that there is something out there stealing the identities of cam girls and killing the originals. It happened to Hannah Darren, who was taken over by a doppelganger known as Baby. It happened to other streamers too, and some of their most loyal followers are well aware. Knowing that someone is out to get her and doesn't follow human rules, Alice is horrified. Her life is falling apart, her income is gone, her family knows about her salacious career, and her fans are getting mad at Lola. So there's only one thing left for her to do, which is confront the doppelganger. And I don't know if I would ever have the nerve to do that, but Alice ends up facing off against her inhuman counterpart, and it becomes a self-mutilation competition for the ownership of the Lola account. If you've got any sort of online presence, you should be afraid of this. Catfishing, among other practices, might end up taking your identity away, and if it becomes supernatural, who knows what'll happen. Coming in at number 3, we've got Possum. Roadkill taxidermy spider puppet. Are you scared yet? Because my goodness, that is a wicked arrangement of horrid pieces. This monster dwells in the movie of the same name, Possum, directed by Matthew Holness. I don't want to reveal too much about the flick as it's relatively recent and relies a lot on delayed reveals, but Possum is an absolute terror. It was designed by Odd Studios, who have done work on the Star Wars prequels, Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and Mad Max Fury Road, so you know it's a wicked creature. It's so well concealed throughout the movie too. They saved it for perfect moments, and when it shows up, it stays with you. The movie itself is about a disgraced ventriloquist who has to go and face his abusive childhood head on. And if that doesn't sound like something that would scare you, you're a stone cold monster yourself. Ventriloquism and child abuse? The scariest combo since summer camp and horny teens. Holness based the movie on British public information films he saw as a kid. These PSAs were shocking and violent and meant to keep kids out of trouble by scaring them senseless. Being a very low budget movie itself, Possum truly embodied these old horrors. The possum itself is a relatively simple creature, but that works in its favor. It creeps and crawls around in a way that feels grotesque and totally real at the same time. Once you see it, you won't be able to get it out of your head. Careful now, or you might run into Possum next time you get up for a midnight snack. Coming in at number 2, we've got Carl Hill's Bathead.
Are we having fun yet?
We're not discussing the Carl Hill of Reanimator fame, no. Today we're gonna look at this famous dome's triumphant return in Bride of Reanimator. The whole having your headless body carry your stumpy skull around so you can lick women thing is so 1985. Now, sprouting wings and controlling a despicable army of chimeric terrors, that's what I call cool. The effects in the Reanimator movies are also wicked, and Carl Bat is no exception. Practical effects elevate monsters to entirely new levels every time they're employed, and I love it. After testing some of the reagent on a bat, the new, incredibly curious morgue doctor at the Miskatonic Hospital decides that Dr. Hill is in desperate need of some more life juice. Of course, just doing that isn't enough. He's also gonna graft some parts where they don't belong to make a bestial horror the likes of which we've never seen. Under the telepathic control of the Headless Horror, of course. Dr. Hill wastes no time putting his new powers to use and controls the trio of zombies left in the morgue before returning to the West Kane residence. Chaos ensues as it should, and the Batman breaks into the home. It's such a striking image when he first appears. I doubt anyone who's witnessed it was able to totally scrub it from their brain. The shadows, the blood, the wings, it's all so crazy and so perfect. Being in control of additional super strong zombies helps too. And finally, at number 1, we've got the baby?
Oh, you are sick.
There isn't much out there that strikes fear into the hearts of people like an unexpected baby. This is perfectly clear when Miss X pulls poor Henry aside and demands to know if he's had sexual intercourse with her daughter. Mary X is crying, Henry's distraught, and then the real hammer drops. The baby is not a conventional human. No, it's something. Who knows? It's horrid. Consistently moist, swaddled in bandages and shaped like a cross between a turtle and a spermatozoa, it's unpleasant to behold and definitely a nightmare to listen to. This freak child refuses to stop crying. In fact, it cries so much that Mary X leaves Henry's apartment to go get some sleep at her parents'. See what I did there? Movie monsters that'll keep you up tonight? It will stop anyone from sleeping. Beyond my cheap joke, the creature really is scary. It haunts Henry's dreams and refuses to let him leave the apartment. When it gets sick, it develops a gnarly pox that would give even seasoned nurses pause. And when all is said and done, the baby causes a strange transcendence. Henry, sick of everything, cuts the bandages holding the thing together and is met with a mass of flesh and organs that resembles the floor of a slaughterhouse. Foam begins flowing from the openings and soon engulfs the room. Its neck extends and the screeching won't stop. Soon it looks identical to one of the odd creatures falling from the ceiling in Henry's visions of heaven. It's a harrowing experience to watch it all play out, and I would watch it a million times. Just remember, in heaven, everything is fine. Holy smokes, are you gonna be alright? After staring into the abyss for so long, I figure your sleep schedule's all messed up. Don't worry though, if you can't sleep, you can always watch more horror movies. So what'd you think of the list? Do you agree with my monster picks? What movie monster has cost you the most shut-eye? Make sure you let me know down in the comments. Speaking of comments, let's take a look at some of your lumpier ones from the top 5 scary monsters from the future. Right Bland says, in the future, genetically enhanced mall cops will patrol the malls riding segways equipped with machine guns. And I can't wait. To die by a mall cop is every 90s kid's dream. Aurelia Destiny says, if malls go, then so does most social interaction. I don't know about that one. I feel like society has largely progressed past the need for malls. We've got e-commerce and e-communication. Steelhound Duncan says, when you said killbots, I was hoping you meant the killbots from Futurama. Those things are hilarious. That would have been an interesting alternate ending, eh? Sending wave after wave of young mall employee after the killbots till they reach their preset limit. The Sand Prince says, kinda shocked nothing from 40k appeared here. From the flayed ones to Tyranids to 1,000 other Xenos, there's plenty of options to choose from. The horrors of the far future are innumerable. Yeah, some 40k beasties would fit in pretty well on that list. However, I think you made a good point in saying that they are innumerable. Hard to fit in a top 5 list. And Gaming with Bacon says, nope. Man, how are you gonna game with bacon? That stuff is greasy. You're gonna goof up your controllers. And that's all the time we have for today. Before I remove my skin entirely, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more titillating treachery. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Uh-oh. Oh no, it's stuck. No. A local legend made up, yep. Made up to bring tourists to churning, and it's not something that anyone will forget. The other Lola does a pretty fantastic. Oh boy. Speaking of comments, let's take a look at some of your more lumpier ones. Oh no, more lumpier. Speaking of comments, let's take a look at some of your lumpier ones from the, why can't I speak?